house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a goal builder that could teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychological black on firm, but we ain't all black. You probably watch it with time if you. Y'all watched the Grammys last night? Listen. You need to get one of these. Oh. Y'all got one of these? Lord Jesus. That is, ladies and gentlemen, is a butt box. Oh God. Y'all see the Grammys last night? Y'all see Duran Bernard when he went up there? I should have brought the thing. I don't know if y'all seen it. If you didn't see it, it was on everybody's timeline. It was great. I really like it. That's my song. My kids, my boys hate the day that I was introduced to that song. They hate the day I was introduced to that song. Y'all heard this song? Probably gonna get a 2 strike. Sorry, y'all. I was jamming before I came on here. You know, I gotta have a good time. I'm all the things. If you guys don't know anything about me, I am all the things. I'm Constance Carter. I love to have a good time. I love to talk straight. I love to talk about money. I love to talk about black wealth. I love to talk about black teens. And this butt box I just showed you. Oh, if you don't have one of these, get one of these. I actually just bought one for one of the ladies. Oh shoot, turn it off. One of the ladies inside my group, I got her one inside Net 7 Collective. Her name is Victoria, Victoria's Kitchen. I got her one because she was so gracious to cook for us when we had a Christmas party a couple months ago. But little backstory on the bump box. So the bump box, the guy who invented the bump box used to be my tenant. A really good friend of mine. I do all his financing. I've sell him all of his properties. He's a VIP tenant, a client of mine. So I take care of all of his financing and, you know, we strategize and all the things. But this guy, when he'll tell you, I'm not telling his business, but when he rented from me, he had just gotten out of prison and he had did, I don't know, 3 years or something like that. And I think it was like some minor, it was something stupid, but he had did like, I think some Fed time. I'm not sure. But I had sold his parents' home. I sold his sister and her family home. And then her sister was like, hey, I was renting out one of my places. And she was like, my brother needs a place. I was like, yeah, best tenant I ever had. I mean, took care of the house. When he moved, I sold the house because I was like, I'll never find a tenant like him again. Anyway, just a wonderful person. Good person, always has good things going on for him, always giving, very kind. And so now that's a $30 million company. So I started, he's in some interviews, he said, I'm his mentor. No, you're my mentor, sir. So anyway, his name is Rob. Sometimes I call him Bump Box Rob, but he's such a great businessman. And so shout out to him. Shout out to Duran Bernard for winning that Grammy. That was really great. Me and his father often talk on Instagram. So I sent him a little shout out this morning. That was really cool. Now, I do want to talk to you about these interest rates because there's some shit about to go down and you need to be prepared. Now, here's the thing. Don't believe everything you hear from the Democratic side or the Republican side, because each side is going to make you think that it's doom and gloom on each side. So if it's a Republican policy, it's automatically going to be shot down on the Democratic side. If it's a Democratic policy, it's automatically going to be shut down. I want to give you the real, and I want to give you information that you can use so that you can actually build from this, because this is going to be a really pivotal moment. I want you're going to get left behind or you're going to be able to take advantage of it, but you got to position yourself right now for it. Okay. So don't wait. Here's the thing about Black people. A lot of times we are retroactive and not proactive. And so we Is that the not retro? Proactive. Yeah. We're behind. My mind is blank. But we don't always take advantage of things when we should take advantage of them. And so I want to make sure that we are in the proper position that when opportunities arise, we are able to take advantage. Here's the thing. I'm a broker. If you guys don't know anything about me, if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Constance Carter. This is the Grow Your Money podcast. And this is where we talk about how to grow your money and not blow your money. Because if you blow your money, it ain't a damn thing funny. But listen, I'm a real estate broker, and I was one of the top foreclosure REO brokers back in 2008. And here's the thing. Why we got the wrong banners on here? Here's the thing. Good. Here's the thing. When I was selling all these homes, I was doing like 300 homes a year, and you would think it was a lot of money, but they were foreclosures, and so they didn't pay us a whole lot. We did a lot of slaving for not a lot of money. But I was seeing how these $300,000 homes were now, $50,000, $100,000, and people who had 401ks, people who didn't look like me were taking advantage, and I wasn't able to take advantage. That was the same year. 2008 was the crisis. 2009, I filed bankruptcy. I wasn't able to take advantage of any of this stuff, and I vowed that I would never be in a position again should another opportunity come my way that I want to take advantage of, and I'm not able to take advantage of it. So that's the reason why, I've done some things as a result since. Flip properties. I've had some commercial properties, Airbnbs. I own a cannabis dispensary. These were opportunities that presented themselves that I was able to take advantage of because I was the right person in the right place at the right time. I was ready to receive. And so what I want for you, Black people, is I want you to be the right person in the right place at the right time so that when these opportunities present themselves to you, you can be ready to receive them. That's what I want for you. So the reason why I come live here every day is because there is this thing called a wealth gap. But I do really, really, really believe that we had a conference over the weekend. We had the All Black National Convention, and I was a moderator, and we talked about real estate being the new civil rights. I do believe it. Real estate is great. The internet, AI is the great equalizer. If you can compile those two, it'll be a game changer. I do not believe that Forbes article in 2017 that said Black median wealth is going to be a zero by 2053. If you've ever heard me before, I said they didn't fucked around and gave us the internet. What does that mean? We have access in the palm of our hands. One of my good friends, God, my mind is blank. What is his name? Michael Roberts. Michael Roberts told me one day, he said, we got more power in the palm of our hands than when they put the man on the moon. What does that mean? We have more technology here. We can do more here. Do you know I do more before I get out of bed than most people do all day just from my phone? I do more work from here, and I've done this for years. You can literally build a multi-million-dollar business from your phone. So I believe that the internet, AI, that's the great equalizer. Real estate is going to be the way that you're going to really be able to close that. We're going to be able to close that wealth gap. But all these things compiled, with the interest rates, all of this is based upon how you position yourself to take advantage of it. And that's what I really want you to understand. So before I get started, I just want to know who's here. Who's here? Who's here? You don't know who Duran Bernard is? What? Come on. Yo, this song lyrics, he's not talking about nothing. If you look at the lyrics, he's like, he's not even saying anything. But he's so flamboyant and he's so great. He actually sings backup for Erykah Badu. And he's really talented, though. He is really talented. He has other songs other than that. But like this song, he's not even saying anything. Anyway, I digress. All right, grown folks perspective. You want to best know how to use equity to build wealth. Perfect. All right. You couldn't hear it? You couldn't hear it? The song goes, I'm a bad bitch. Anyway, so let's talk about it. Let's get into it. But before we get into it, I do want to let you know that this is the Grow Your Money Club, and I have all types of training. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a training on your credit. I'm doing a virtual credit party, y'all, and it's going to be amazing. If you have not signed up for it, you need to register for it. What I'm going to be doing is, so what I used to do back in the day when I first when I was early on in my real estate career. It wasn't when I first started, but I would get together with people and I would do these virtual. I know, you're right. I know, I don't want to get a strike. But what I would do is I would get together in people's houses and I would do these small intimate parties. They were called credit parties. And I would just go around to different people's houses and we would talk credit. And then I would go and do a one-on-one, a consultation with them to show them exactly what they need to do in order to increase their credit score. And so this is what we're going to be doing tomorrow. So once a month, every Tuesday, the first Tuesday of the month, we're going to be doing credit parties where we're just going to be deep diving into credit scenarios. So if you want to be a part of this, go to growyourmoney.club, growyourmoney.club. No, don't go to growyourmoney.club. Go to Gym Masterclass. Go to gymmasterclass.com and subscribe. Where am I? I don't have the Gym Masterclass up here. So the Gym Masterclass, go to Gym Masterclass and actually register, and it's free. I do this free. This is my give back on Tuesdays. Tuesdays was the days that I don't really do anything. And so I'm there it is. Tuesdays was days, not that I don't do anything. I'm working really on Tuesdays, but Tuesday was a day that I'm not online. And so I decided, you know what, this is going to be my give back day to where I'm going to be just teaching different strategies. So I've done all kind of trainings. You can find the trainings if you weren't able to attend the trainings live. They're inside the Grow Your Money Club. So if you're not able to take them live, you can go back to the Grow Your Money Club to growyourmoney.club and you can actually watch the trainings. Okay. So if you want to know about the Grow Your Money Club, let me just tell you really quick what that is. And then we're going to jump into it. I really, really, really promise. Okay. We're going to jump into it. While everybody else is out here blowing their money, you about to be growing your money. How? Inside the Grow Your Money Club, this is your one-stop wealth building training hub designed to help you build, grow, invest, and diversify your income. You have the credit bundle, which is going to help you to increase your credit IQ with business credit, personal credit with the credit repair masterclass. And then you have the real estate bundle. This is where we're going to show you how to invest in tax deeds, land banks, how to buy a house separately from your spouse, the living trust ebook, and from campus cash flows, showing your children how to become real estate investors. In the investor bundle, you're going to learn how to invest using Robinhood, the investor success formula, and the wealth map 6-phase blueprint that shows you how to build, grow, and invest your money. And finally, the business builder bundle. This is where we show you how to establish your entity and build business credit, how to obtain government contracts, how to create jaw-dropping video content, how to write and publish your best-selling book, and even how to bring your idea to life. You can purchase each training a la carte, get the bundle that fits your goals, or unlock the 12-month roadmap, which is your full access pass to every single training inside the Grow Your Money Club. While they're spending, you stacking. While they're watching, you winning. Join the Grow Your Money Club today. All right, we're going to get into it. But I do want to tell you, so the Gym Masterclass is tomorrow. We are going to have a credit party tomorrow where we're going to talk all about credit. We're going to talk about if you have questions on your personal credit situation on how you can increase your scores. What I do, I'm a certified credit expert. So it's right here. Boom. Virtual credit party. It's tomorrow, February 3rd. So go to gymmasterclass.com. We're going to talk live strategy. I'll even bring some people on if they want to ask questions about their personal credit situation. I mean, it doesn't, it could be confidential. You don't have to be specific, but I'll help you get your personal credit up. And then if you want to do a private consultation, there'll be opportunity for that as well. All right. Okay. So listen, let's talk about this doggone Federal Rate Reserve, because I think everybody needs to understand what this really means. Because here's the thing, like in my industry, it is a good thing if rates reduce. What does that mean? It means there's more opportunities for people to purchase homes. That is great. And that's what I want. I want everybody to be excited. And I think we should be excited about the opportunities, but there's a downside to it. And I need you to understand why we have the interest rates that we have in the first place. So the reason why the rates are so high was because after COVID, rates were down really low. Remember, we never had rates like that. I have some properties that have a 2 and 3% interest rates. That's great. I wish it was my primary property, because when I bought this property, my interest rate was 7%. 7%. So you can imagine what that looks like on this house, which is way more expensive, 8 times more expensive than some of my other properties. But, just real estate is just great at any time, whatever the interest rate is, as long as you can afford the payment. That's the really important thing. But they were historically low because they had to be low because of COVID, right? It was to help the economy. It was to help to boost the economy. People stopped spending. Well, when the rates went that low, historically low, what ended up happening is money got cheap. And so people started buying up everything. Well, in order to kind of stabilize the economy, interest rates had to go up. And so that's the thing that these politicians run their campaigns on. Oh, egg prices are this, eggs are this price, and they blame it on the administrations when it's really it's out of the hands of the administration. Like, well, COVID was during Donald Trump's era, and then you had Biden who had to get the economy back after the economy went wild after Trump was in. So then interest rates they reduced, but then the inflation went up, and so now that's where we are. We have this. We have the rates super high, but we haven't seen inflation really go down that much, right? We still go into the grocery store. I go to the grocery store and I'm spending $200-$300 a week. When my kids were home for Christmas break, I was spending $200-$300 a week. A week. Think about it. 3 grown-ass boys, big boys, they're not fat, but 3 grown-ass boys. And they ain't got nothing to do. They on break. All they doing is going in the refrigerator all day, every hour they in the refrigerator. So I'm constantly going to the grocery store, and that grocery bill is astronomical. I remember those same things would have been $50, $60, $70. Now I'm spending $300 a week on just some basic stuff to feed these big ass boys, right? So that's what we're seeing in our households. Is we're seeing it affecting the inflation affecting our everyday life. We're seeing egg prices, we're seeing the meat prices, we're seeing the beef prices, we're seeing all of those things, and so Trump has been pressuring Jerome Powell reduce interest rates, but he's like, look, first of all, the Federal Reserve chair is independent of the administration. So he wanted to fire, he tried to fire, he's suing him right now. Like, he's doing all these things to just make this man's life a living hell. I don't know if you saw Jerome Powell when he did a speech a couple of weeks ago. His lips was chapped, his throat was parched, he looked like he was scared. But that's what Trump is doing. He's just sicking his attorneys on everybody, just trying to suit everybody to compliance. But he took an oath to the United States to preserve our economy, and based upon his knowledge and his experience, we are where we need to be. We can't reduce the rates like Trump wants them. Interest rates lower would be great for certain people, but it's not going to be great for everything. So this new guy that they have that Trump has nominated. Let me see. I have his information. He is where is he at? His name is, let me tell you, something Warsh. Right. And so he was around during 2008, that crash. So Kevin Warsh. Yeah, Kevin Warsh. He was around back in 2008 when the 2008 crisis happened. So when everything crashed, Kevin Warsh was sitting at the table. He was a part of the group that helped design the bailout. Now, the bailout, who did the bailout help? Did it help us, people on Main Street? No, it helped everybody on Wall Street. Wall Street got rescued. Main Street got wrecked. That's what ended up happening. That's who this person is who's coming to lower these interest rates. So banks were stabilized. Big financial institutions were stabilized. But trillions of dollars were injected into the economy. But for everyday people, I foreclosed on some properties. I short sold some of my personal properties. We saw retirement accounts disappear. We saw jobs vanish. We saw small businesses close under this person. We saw whole communities set back. And Black folks were the most affected when the interest rates crashed, or when the economy crashed. So when they were doing these bailouts for these big banks, they didn't do bailouts for the homeowners. This is who we're getting ready to have as a Federal Reserve chair. Okay. So we didn't have a stimulus for us. They had a stimulus, but we didn't. So everybody else paid the price. That's what happened. Now, if you fast forward to today, if this person gets in office, we're going to see money get cheaper. That's great. We want to see money get cheaper. We want to see interest rates go down. We want to see all that, but there got to be a balance, because when rates go down, 3 things happen. Assets go up, homes, land, stock, investments, People who already own something, they start winning faster. So people who are already in position, me, you, people who own homes, your equity is going to go up, right? But the other thing is what's going to happen is gas prices are going to go up, groceries is going to go up, rent is going to go up, insurance is going to go up, utilities is going to go up, and life gets more expensive even though borrowing gets cheaper. Okay? The third thing that's going to happen is your savings earns less interest while everything costs more. And this is the reason why I tell you guys to take your money out the bank. If you've never heard me say take your money out the bank, you should not have your money in the bank. The reason why you should not have your money in the bank is because the bank is only paying you on average 0.23% interest. And your high yield savings or your CDs, what are they, 4, 5%, 3%, somewhere around there? They're nothing. So if you have your money and you saving, you have your money in the bank, you might as well have it in a shoebox or on a mattress. I used to have money from my marijuana dispensary. I don't do it no more because we don't have to do it no more. But when, my marijuana dispensary, we couldn't put our money in the bank. They couldn't pay us through the bank. So I had a safe and I just had a bunch of money in there, like hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in my safe. I don't have it anymore. But what was it doing in the safe? Absolutely nothing. You know why? Because nothing happens when it's in the safe. The same thing basically happens when your money is in the bank, if you have it in your savings. So a lot of my money is in things that generate compounded interest, whether it's your IRA, permanent life insurance policies. I have money in permanent life insurance policies. Put it in stock, put in things that are going to increase. Of course, markets are cyclical. Stock goes up and down. But I tell you what, permanent life insurance does not. It stays right there. So whatever's happening with the economy, you're not going to lose with your permanent life insurance policy. I'll tell you that right now. So having your money in these banks. So if you have your money in the bank, you're going to actually lose because the system is designed to stabilize markets first. This is why when you position yourself, when you position your money, if you got a little bit of money, take it out the bank and put it in something that's going to generate revenue for you. Okay, compound interest. Einstein said compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Those who know about it earn from it. Those who don't, they pay it. What does that mean? That means that those of you who know about it, you got your money in vehicles that's generating compound interest. Those of you who do not, guess what's happening? You're paying it in your credit cards. We're all paying compound interest in our mortgages. Nothing we could do about that. I was looking at my mortgage payment the other day. The amount of money I'm paying in interest versus, you paid mostly interest the first 20 years of the loan. There's nothing that you can really do. But that's just what it is. But you should also be countering that by having your money in vehicles that generate compound interest. Okay. So what is designed to do is stabilize markets first and not households, which means you cannot wait on them to save you. You got to position yourself right now and move with intention. So in this season, you need to do 4 things. Okay. So right now, while you're waiting on the interest rates to drop, people are waiting on the interest rates to drop. If you're waiting on the interest rates to drop before you buy, guess what? There's so many other people that are waiting on the interest rates to drop. And as soon as them interest rates drop, everybody's going in for the kill. Right now, a good portion of the market, 70 to 80% of the market is a buyer's market. So you're able to go in to these properties. If you are in a position to buy now. Because you can go in, your rate's going to be a little higher. Yeah, that's fine. Your rate's going to be a little higher. However, you're going to be able to go in and the sellers will probably give you some type of closing costs, concessions. They'll help you out. You don't got a bunch of competition. But the moment them rates go down, you're going to have a whole lot of competition. Here's what the market is like in the Bay Area. We would have to do, if there's a house that we saw, say it's $800,000-$900,000 on the market, there's going to be multiple offers. We have to write non-contingent offers. What is a non-contingent offer? It means whether you get the loan or not, whether it appraises or not, whatever, you are bound to that contract. And if you breach the contract, you will lose your earnest money deposit. So on average, $800,000, say 10% of that, you put in $8,000 down, or 1%. 1% of that, you're putting $8,000 down, right? $8,000 down, and then the house doesn't appraise. So $800,000, you try to buy that house for $800,000, it doesn't appraise, it appraised for $750,000. Either you're gonna have to pay the $50,000 extra, or you lose that $8,000. Either or. That's how these sellers markets are, and that's the status quo. So if you wanted to buy a home in the Bay Area, that's pretty much how it was. That's a unique market, but it's in a sense like that in other places when it's a seller's market. You're paying over the amount of the appraised value because you want to get into the house, and people have the money to do it. I mean, it's Silicon Valley. These people, they got the money to do it. They got, money sitting around or in their 401k or whatever, where they're able to put this money in there. You don't want to compete with them people. You ain't got that kind of money. A lot of us, some of you may, but a lot of us don't got that kind of money where we want to compete with people like that. Because when the interest rates go down, those are the type of buyers that you're going to compete with. Right now, it might just be you bidding on a property. It might be you and one other person. But when you have 10, 15, 20 other people bidding on properties, it's going to drive the price up. You're going to get less opportunities for sellers to help you with concessions. You're likely going to have to pay your own real estate agent commissions. Why? Because why should I pay your real estate agent commission when I have all these other people that are going to pay their own real estate agent commissions? Yeah. So the best thing to do is get in position right now, even with the interest rates being what they are, because as long as you can afford it now, you could always refinance later. Okay. Here's the other thing. Clean up your high interest debt. So your credit cards, your personal loans, bad debt, lower your rates, and they will restructure. So make sure that you're current on all of your debt. Okay. When those interest rates reduce, you can go and negotiate those rates down. Okay. So as their interest, and remember, Trump was talking about putting a 10% cap on credit card interest rates. I don't know what happened, but that's what he said. I don't know. I don't know if it happened. It hasn't happened, but that's one of the things that I was like looking forward to. I would be great because the average interest rate on a credit card is 29.9%. So if we can get our credit cards down to 10%, that would be awesome. But here's the thing about that. If the credit cards get reduced to 10%, guess what's going to happen? A lot of these credit card companies are going to stop loaning to people because they're going to say, okay, these are higher risks. This doesn't make any sense. I'm not making any money. And so they're going to either reduce your limits, or they're going to close your credit cards. They're going to be less lenient towards you. So the people who are going to benefit are the people who have the stellar credit history. Okay. So now's the time to clean up your credit cards, get them current, all of your debt, get them current, and try to renegotiate lower rates when the time comes. Okay. And the other thing is, we got to build more revenue streams. You have to have multiple revenue streams. I don't know if you've seen my video in the beginning. I said I'm a bestseller, house flipper. I feel like I'm a little schizophrenic when it comes to entrepreneurship or business ownership. I don't call myself a serial entrepreneur. I call myself a multiple business owner. Serial entrepreneur sounds a little schizophrenic, but get really good at one thing. And here's the thing that I always teach people. I coach people all the time. People, they like to do all of these different things. They like to have, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and do this. And they're not even good at one thing. What is that? Jack of all trades and a master at none. Get real clear on one thing, and then you could start opening up yourself to doing different things. I'm actually doing a training on this Saturday coming up. It's called Bring Your Idea to Life. Do I have it on here? Bring Your Idea to Life. And what that is I'm teaching people who in 2026, if you really want to become a business owner, if you are really serious about becoming a business owner, I am doing a training where I'm helping a small group. It's not going to be a large group. It's going to be a very small and intimate group because it is a 2-day boot camp and it's just me. And it's intensive. And if you're really serious and you want to spend 2 days, 6-7 hours with me for 2 whole days, I'm doing it this Saturday and this Sunday, where we are going to get into it. I'm going to teach you how to market your business. I'm going to teach you how to create your entity. I'm going to teach you how to create your unique value proposition. I'm going to teach you how to articulate your brand. I'm going to teach you how to market. I'm going to teach you how to do all of those things, all of those elements inside your business. We're going to do it. It's going to be hands-on. It's this Saturday. So if you're interested, if you know a business owner, if you are a business owner and you want to be a part of this class, this is going to be so important for so many people, because there are so many people. A girlfriend this morning just told me that she lost her job. I'm like, and she worked in the government sector, 30,000 Black women lost their jobs. She's 30,001, but lost their jobs. And so it's time to pivot. I know for her, she just got laid off this morning. And I know for her, It's shocking, it's jarring, it's like, what am I going to do next? But for me, I see it as, of course, outside looking in, I don't know her finances, but this is an opportunity. I see it as an opportunity. Okay, good. Sometimes God she has these other really, really great talents. Sometimes God has to take you out of those situations and put you in a situation to where you need to be operating in your purpose, in line with your purpose. And so if this is you, if you are looking to start a business in 2026, this is somebody who started businesses. I have nonprofits. I have a real estate business. I own a mortgage company. I coach Black women from all over the world. Like, I do all of these things. And with me, you're going to learn how to do the same thing. So if you're interested, it is this Saturday. Go to bringyourideathe2life.com. Okay. But getting multiple revenue streams is extremely important because you don't want to get caught holding the bag. That's what happened. The Bible said have 7. Then it said no 8 revenue streams. Ecclesiastes 11:2. Look it up, Bible scholars. Ecclesiastes 11:2 says have 7. Then it said no 8 revenue streams because we never know when a disaster is going to strike. What happened in 2020? COVID, disaster struck. For some people, it might be death. For some people, it might be getting laid off. For me, it was a divorce. I lost $1 million in 2022. So does that, the only reason why I was able to pick up, move across country, buy, a beautiful home is because I had multiple revenue streams. I had assets. I was able to do that and take a 2-year break from work. Really, multiple revenue streams. We got to get in position because we never know if a disaster strikes. So if a disaster struck me today, God forbid, I'm okay. My children will be okay financially. But we have to get in position. Most people don't have 6 weeks of pay, let alone 6 months. And we should, on average, have 6 months. So how do you do that? I got books. I got real estate. If I needed to sell a property or two to get some quick cash, I could do that very quickly. You know what I mean? I own a marijuana dispensary. So I have revenue coming in from all these different directions. And so I want to teach you how to be able to do the same thing. But they came out of me being really good at one thing first. And being really good at that one thing, I was able to do all these other things. Okay. And so that's what I want you to take with you too, is that you don't got to try to do everything all at once. Get real good, real clear at one thing. Okay. So the thing about it is interest rates do not create wealth. Every rate cycle creates 2 groups. It creates people who either earn, right? They earn, they learn, they invest, and they position themselves. And then you have the people who upgrade their lifestyles and hopes that everything will work out. Which side of the fence are you going to be on? Are you going to be on the side that earns and learns, or are you going to be on the side who upgrades? It's tax season. Y'all getting y'all tax money back, right? And a lot of people think, oh, it's tax season. I'm about to turn on, I'm about to get that new TV. I'm going to get me a new car. I'm going to go on vacation. These are liabilities. The same behavior exists when the interest rates go down and you're able to borrow more money. We start picking up things that are liabilities rather than assets. We'll get a luxury car instead of a home. E40 is so funny. When I always talk to the kids, I'm like, what did E40 say? They're like, y'all, many of you might not even know what E40 is, but they're like, tell me when to go. No, E40 said, don't buy an $85,000 car before you buy a house. And I never understood for the life of me when I go into these neighborhoods, these low-income neighborhoods in the hood, and they have the best cars. And I need to let you know, Black people, the gig is that the person who looks the richest is normally the poorest. Everybody who got money sees you from a mile away. You look the richest, but you probably are the poorest. And that's what we have to get away from. So the question is, are you going to be on the side of the person who invests, who learns, who earns, who positions themselves, or are you going to be the person who just upgrades your lifestyle because you now have cheaper money to borrow? So as rates come down and headlines start flying, I don't want you to just get excited. I want you to get prepared. Don't wait until they happen to purchase your property. Purchase your property now. What they say, don't wait to buy real estate and wait. If you can refinance later, refinance later, but get in position. Get in position now, because this season is going to reward the people who act, and I want you to be in that group. Okay, so what are you going to do? I do have a couple of stories though. Let me see. Where's my stories? So let me tell you the story about this lady named Latanya. Okay, she was renting. She was doing everything right. She was stacking her savings. She was watching interest rates every month. Oh man, I remember this. When rates were high, she said, I'm gonna wait until they come down. And then rates finally dropped. But here's also what happened at the same time. The homes in her range, they jumped $60,000. She lost so much money because investors flooded the market. So even though the rates were lower, her monthly payment ended up higher because the cost of the house was higher. So she's saving money. She's thinking she's saving money by waiting on the interest rates to go down, but the payment went up. Make that make sense? So you waiting, yeah, okay, the interest rate's gonna go down, but the payment's up. People are so stuck with that number on interest rates. I've had people, here's a 7% interest rate, here's a 6.875% interest rate, and they are in a frenzy, but the difference in payment is like $40. But they're so caught up in that number, in that interest rate. The question is, can you afford it? So you sitting on the sidelines waiting, this is what happens. So now her payment went up, interest rate went down, but the payment went up, okay? And then there's Marcus and Denise. They had credit card debt at 22%. They had a personal loan at 14%, and they had a car note that was eating them alive. When the rates started coming down, instead of upgrading cars or planning vacations, they refinanced their home. They rolled their high interest rate debt into a lower fixed payment. Their monthly income expenses dropped by almost $1,100. They used that breathing room to rebuild savings and start investing. Same rate, environment, different mindset. I did that early on. I had, this is when I first bought, I was in my 20s. I think I may have been 25, 26. I was drowning. I forget what song that was. They said drowning. But anyway, I was drowning in debt. And what I ended up doing, because I had gotten behind on my mortgage and I had all this stuff, I had these student loans, I had all this stuff going on, and I ended up refinancing, but I actually ended up getting a higher interest rate on my mortgage. So back then when I bought in 1999, my rate was 8.125. And then I ended up getting an 11% interest rate because my credit got jacked up, paid off all my debt, but my debt went down, but my outgoing expenses went down by $1,100. And then once I got my credit back on track, I refinanced, I got the payment lower. Strategy, right? So how do you use this in order to rebuild? So then let me tell you about Angela. Angela wasn't wealthy when she started. She was a school administrator. But when borrowing got cheaper, she bought a small duplex instead of a new SUV. Choices. She lived in one unit and rented the other. That rental paid most of her mortgage. Fast forward a few years, rents increased because they always do. Have you ever seen rents go down? You've seen real estate be cyclical, but you've never seen rent go down. Rent is crazy. The rent went down, the property value rose, and now she owns 3 doors. Meanwhile, her coworker, guess what? Bought a luxury vehicle when the rates dropped. Now she got cash flow, and her coworker got depreciation. Same economy, different decisions. You ever heard that song I'm from the Bay Area? You ever heard that song by E40? Everybody got choices. Everybody got choices. What choice are you going to make? What decision are you going to make that's going to change your life? And then finally, this one hits close to home for a lot of families. This was a grandma, Miss Johnson. She was retired. She did what she was taught. She saved. She kept her money in CDs. A lot of people do that. And savings accounts. When rates dropped, her income from those accounts dropped too. Yes. Groceries went up. Utilities went up. Property taxes went up. So now her money is earning less while her life is costing her more. That's the thing that people don't talk about. So lower rates help borrowers, but they also hurt savers. Okay. So make sure that you are putting your money in things that are generating compounded interest. Remember, Einstein said compounded interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Those who know about it, they earn from it. Those who don't, they pay it. And we're all paying compound interest in one way or another if we have some type of financing. But you need to be countering that by earning from it as well. So where you put your money counts. And when these interest rates go down, if they go down, you need to also make sure that you're positioning your money so that you're not losing the value of your money, because money is going to be cheap to borrow, but it's also going to be less for you that you have. So let me see. Let me go into some questions. But before I go into some questions, because I see a lot of questions on here, I do want to tell you that I am doing a masterclass tomorrow. It is a virtual credit party. And so if you are not registered for the virtual credit party, please go to gymmasterclass.com. Where's Gym Masterclass? Go to gymmasterclass.com and register for the virtual credit party. That's tomorrow. This is free. I'm doing this for y'all. I've been getting on here on days that I'm supposed to be working, and I'm on here so that I can help you guys and answer some questions and pour into your lives. Okay, that's that. On Saturday, for you business owners, I am doing. This is for people who already have businesses or people who have ideas. I want to help you. If you have a business, I want to help you grow and scale your business. If you have an idea, I want to help you to bring that to life, from ideation to manifestation to monetization. Okay, so how do we do that? It's a very small training, intensive, where we're going to deep dive and we're going to get all in your business. And guess what? Seating is limited. So I got to look and see if we're at capacity as of yet, because I'm not, it's going to be a very small training. And if you want to get into this, I'm not sure when I'm going to do the next one, but if you want to get into this, reserve your spot today, and you go to bring your idea, the number 2life.com. And that is this coming Saturday and Sunday. Don't spend all day with me. I be telling y'all, I like to be outside on the weekends, but I'll be inside anyway because it's snowing out here. So it'll be a great time to spend some time with some folks, but it's all day. And this is us just getting down and dirty into your business. This is the Mind Your Biz, Bring Your Idea to Life bootcamp. Okay, we're going to mind your business and we're going to mine your business. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to answer some questions, but I do want to tell you about the Net 7 Collective, because that is my passion project in the Net 7 Nation. But let me just tell you, there's nothing like being around women who see you, who support you, and who genuinely want to see you win. This is what Net 7 is all about. We celebrate each other, we build each other, we rise together. We're not just creating connections, we are creating legacy. Through wealth, through healing, through purpose, through real sisterhood. This is the nation. This is the movement. This is Net 7. Super long. Net 7, so that's Net 7 Nation. That we have chapters all over the country where we have local communities of Black women that actually all over the world that come together, and we have chapter leaders that coach these Black women, and it's a beautiful thing. And we also have Net 7 Collective, which is an inner circle of Black women that I coach personally every Wednesday. And so if you're interested, go to net7collective.com. And if you are a Black woman or you know a Black woman, this is my passion project. This is, if you have been around me, if you have listened to me, if you like the way I teach, if you like the way any of the things that I do, if you want to duplicate, because I teach you how to duplicate what I do, and I want you to become better. I love sitting on the front row and watching these ladies just do the damn thing. But if you are interested in being a part of that, go to net7collective.com. I thought I had the thing here. Go to net7collective.com. Or you can go to my website, constancecarter.com, and click on Net 7 Collective. And I'm happy to have a conversation to see if you would be, if this would be a mutually beneficial experience for the both of us. But let's look at some of the questions. I think Precious Sunshine said, I'm looking forward to the rates go down. My brother and I are looking for a second rental property. Good luck. It's going to be some fierce competition. Hopefully you listen to what I said. Because my thing is get in now, refinance later when the rates go down. Don't wait until Warren Buffett said, don't buy when everybody's buying. Buy when most people are selling and nobody's buying. That's when you're getting the best deals. So don't wait until the rates go down, Precious Sunshine. Don't do it. Do it now. Okay. Our money has to work and make more money. Carlos said, I got $20 to my name. Put it in something that generates compound interest. Buy some stock. You can buy some stock. You can buy a fraction of stock. You can buy a share of stock, whatever. Buy some stock. I have a term life insurance about to expire and need to look at another plan. Definitely get term and whole. I got 3 or 4 different policies. I got a term one. Which is probably going to expire because I got it maybe 15 years ago. And then I got a couple of permanent life insurance policies too. Yeah, man, that mortgage insurance interest rates. Look at all up in the comments. Precious Sunshine, I'm here to encourage you. Could do it. You'll find a way. Start today. You can save any kind of way. Stock. Yeah, you do need a good agent. So I'm glad that you said that. So I talked about how in the Bay Area market, folks are making non-contingent offers, and it doesn't even matter. They will give you the comps. People are buying these houses because the prices, they're so scarce. When it's a lack of supply and more demand, these are the types of activities that happen. People will write these offers and they don't care. I do not like writing non-contingent offers. I actually advise my clients to get against it. I don't want to lose nobody's money, and you just don't know. And I've had on my end, on my agents, we've had situations where somebody wrote a non-contingent offer and they couldn't perform. And I think it was like a $25,000 earnest money deposit. And they were like, well, can we just do half? Can we just give up half? And the agent was like, nope. And I was like, you can't, like, she was like, no, it's Christmas and they got their house off the market. And I was just like, oh my God, they kept that whole $25,000. So I advise against writing non-contingent offers. But when you have markets like that, where it's like, we are desperate. And this house was in San Francisco. So, but it's a common thing in the Bay Area where they're writing these non-contingent offers and they're paying above the appraised value. No matter if they have comps or not, they're willing to do that. They have money to do it. So, but yeah, it is insane. Pay your mortgage interest separately from your principal. That's the only way you'll pay your home off faster. Make sure your checks MO have it written stating you're right. So a couple of things. So when we talk about mortgage interest, because it is compounded, but there is a way to combat compounded interest, and that's by paying an extra on the principal. So you pay an extra percentage on your principal, you can actually shave 10 years off your mortgage payment, depending on what your interest rate is and what your loan amount is. So there's no specific amount, but I know in my house in California, I would pay an extra $1,000 every month. My mortgage, it wasn't significant. So I was able to do that. And I mean, when I tell you I was cutting it down, then I was getting divorced. I was like, why am I doing this? He's getting half the equity. Anyway, but you're absolutely right. Yeah. Good shit. Thank you, Jahari. People never finish that. It says it's often, though, better than being a master of one. Yeah, I know, but you don't want to be you want to be a master of one thing. You don't want to just have a bunch of skills, but you master none. So I was talking about being the jack of all trades. You're right. I heard that. My thing is becoming the subject matter expert at one thing. Get really good and really clear at one thing, and then you can make a lot of money at that one thing. That's just my method and my motto. And then these other things you can start to expand off into other things. Like I'm really, 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 really good at real estate. I'm really good at helping people develop their wealth plan. Like I am. I just have to toot my own horn. I stepped back from real estate for a couple of years. I was chilling. Like I was like, I don't know what I want to do in this next level of my life. And then I started, back helping people last year. And I was just like, I'm really good at sitting down and helping people to just kind of get in position to build wealth. And it's not just about, oh, the curtains are pretty. I don't look at real estate like that. I look at it as an asset. What are we doing? How are we utilizing this? How are we going to use it to build wealth? What's the plan? What's the game plan? How we go, so I tell people not to buy a house with their spouse. So we got to look at, you got to be really good at one thing, going back to what you're saying, being really good at one thing, and then that will lead to other things. Okay. I had to toot my own horn about real estate, I guess. 300,000 Black women lost their jobs. Is selling marijuana biblical? An authentic question. I don't know. I own a marijuana dispensary, and I know some Christians who've invested in marijuana. So I don't know. Is investing in pharmaceutical stock biblical? People invest in pharmaceutical stock. So I don't know, but that doesn't bother me one way or another. I need a home that's not a liability, a full asset. When people say your homes are a liability, I don't buy into that. Somewhat it's a liability because you live in it and you're paying for it. But here's the thing about, and I know what you're saying. You're probably saying that you want a home that's free and clear. Your home is an asset because it appreciates. Every month that you write that, it's like putting money in a bank when you're paying your mortgage, right? Every month that you write your payment to your mortgage, you are putting money into an asset, into something that's appreciating. Hopefully it's appreciating. And even if the market, markets can be cyclical, it can go down, but it's going to go back up. We've already seen markets go back up. Now, when I moved to the East Coast, I planned on renting for 1 year. My mortgage was $4,000. I was willing to pay $48,000 because the rental market was crazy. It was a townhome. It was like, they were like $3,200. I kept getting beat out. I was like, I'll pay $4,000 and I'll pay a year up front. So they were like, bet. Well, I ended up renting for 2 years because, when I was purchasing this house, it ended up taking super long for me to close on the house because of, everything that was going on with it. But $96,000 that I spent on renting this house, this townhome, and I hadn't rented anything in 25 years. So I own other properties, but I'm talking about a primary property that I'm living in, I'm renting, and I'm throwing it away. And that made me sick to my stomach because I'm writing a $4,000 check to something that I get no return on investment when I'm used to everything else that I've written a check to, a payment to, I've gotten something back. I've gotten equity. So by owning a home is definitely not a liability. It's definitely an asset. And if you use it right, you can leverage it to do other things. It's all in how you use it. Okay. Some of my tax money is going into the rental. The other half is going into savings for my other rental property. Good shit. Put it in something that's going to generate compound interest. The loudest one is the weakest one. Debt slaves. Larry be up in here dropping them scriptures, huh? Do you go in deeper on refinancing or best ways to pull equity? We are 20 years into the mortgage with 4.75 interest rate, so don't need a new rate. Just want to pull the equity out. Yeah. So, yeah, pull out a home. I never advise you pulling a home equity line of credit out just to pull it out. If you're going to do it for a purpose that's going to generate you more revenue. So yeah, so what a HELOC is, or home equity line of credit, is it's you pulling equity out of the property. So say the house is worth $400,000, you got a $200,000 loan. Combined, you can pull out 90% of the value. So it's $200,000. It's worth $400,000. You could pull out probably $70,000 to $80,000 out of that property, right? That'll give you to the 90% of the value, the loan to value. So now you have this $90,000 and it's revolving. So you could take it out whenever you want to. It's a line of credit. So you could take it out, you can put it in, take it out, put it in. And so what happens is, what you should do is purchase an asset with the home equity line of credit. Now, the rates on the home equity line of credit it's going to be higher. Now, if you wanted to wait for anything, I'd wait for the rates to go down to get a HELOC, but not to purchase. So if you're going to get a HELOC, yeah, wait until the rates go down for sure. But if you're going to purchase, buy now, Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait. Even a reverse mortgage is better than paying off a house. It depends, Janelle. It depends on how you're utilizing it, right? So a reverse mortgage is for a senior, and a senior has his house, and they're basically they paid all this time for this house, and now that they put a reverse mortgage on it, the reverse mortgage is now paying them. So now they're living off the mortgage. They're living in the home for free, and they're actually getting paid to live there. So they get a stipend every month, or they get a lump sum every month, and they don't got to pay for their mortgage anymore. What happens is when they die, either their heirs are going to have to refinance it, or they're going to have to sell it, or it could actually go into foreclosure. So reverse mortgages aren't bad. It's how you use it, and if you really understand how to use it. Because if the heir thinks that they have this property with this equity and it's a reverse mortgage and they can't qualify to purchase the property, then there's a problem. I actually just did that for one of the ladies who's always watching this all the time. She had her parents had a reverse mortgage. They left in the house. They were able to buy it. We bought it last year from her parents. I was able to get her a loan. Bada bing, bada boom. House stayed in their family. And all is well. So it depends on how you use it. But the cool thing is their parents were able to live on the equity of this home and not have to worry about a payment until the day they died. So hopefully I answered that question for you, Janelle. You were asking. Okay. So that was my response. So please post my information. What information you want? Follow me everywhere at I Am Constance Carter. Everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. I Am Constance Carter. And I am late for my Catalyst Real Estate Professional sales call. So I got to go and pour into my agents. But you guys, I appreciate you guys coming. Tomorrow is the virtual credit party. Get on this thing so we can talk credit, because now that the interest rates are getting ready to get lowered, you got to be in position. Get in position before then. I think what is going to happen, March or April, is this change of power for the Federal Reserve Chair. Do it now. Do it now. All right. Don't forget, bring your idea to life this Saturday. Go to bringyouridea2life.com. Let me see if I can find it. Where's it? Bring your idea. Jesus. Bring your idea to life. I'm looking for these banners. They all over the place. Jesus. I guess. Oh, there it is. Bring your idea to life. Saturday. Me and you and a few other people. We're going to get down and dirty all day Saturday, all day Sunday. Just us. We're going to get your business right. We're going to get it tight. It's me and you coach it. Okay. And I don't know if you know that I charge $500 an hour to coach. And people pay me $500 an hour. I even coach celebrities. So yeah. So this is actually a deal on Saturday. And then tomorrow is the virtual credit party. Absolutely free for you. Okay. Don't forget Net 7 Collective, Net 7 Nation. If you want to be a part of my inner circle, Black women, let's go. All right. See you tomorrow at the gym masterclass. Go to gymmasterclass.com.